Like what?
Not trying to look like a freaking guy, you know, because that's what um, some trolls like. Is that a boy?
Right?
I'm like, you mother. Beep 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 beep.
Welcome back to another Scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. Yeah.
Do I need to show my? Let you know. Gosh.
Uh,
Everybody's like, what are you now?
yeah, she's not Miss Obama.
Hey,
Miss.
hey, 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 hey. No, no, I'm not a guy. Look, not a guy. Okay. I'm an
No.
Adam's apple.
No.
None of that.
Get the waddle.
You got a
See,
waddle?
my waddle's just hidden.
I don't. You have barely seen my waddle.
That's because you're almost 40.
I know. I'm almost there. It's okay. I do have like a little bit of it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I like getting old. I look forward to getting old with you.
Says the person that wants to go color her hair.
I know. I saw some pretty colors and I was like, oh, that's so cute. But it was never like, I never thought of it as, oh my God, I want to hide my grays. No. I know.
But that's what would happen.
You want to show off my grays. And I get it. And so that's why I was like, okay, I didn't think about it that way. I just like the color, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Because right now, obviously, I'm upper 40s, right? I'm gonna be 50 in a couple years.
You mean upper 40s? You're like
mid to upper 40s.
Mid.
But I'm at that point, it's where obviously a lot of the gray that I have is it's kind of like that dirty gray.
So I told him
that dirty gray
that I wanted to buy him some purple shampoo.
Yeah,
it's clarifying. It makes it nice.
Highlights, makes it pop.
Makes it pop back out.
More silver.
It makes you take your brassy color off.
Yeah.
It's what it does.
And I do know at some point, because my papa on my dad's side goes like whites, like white, like the whitest you can ever think white.
Yeah.
And that's what his beard and everything went to, because he always had a mustache. But he would change, a lot of times he would shave. A lot of times he would have just like a goatee, or like I think towards the end of his life, he ended up having like
bar handle.
Yeah, just like the handlebar.
Handlebars, there you go, bar handles.
So if you think of like the Hulk Hogan, but it was like thick, and they like came down. Like, whoa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'd never seen him with that cut, but he had it.
No, my dad, he grayed very quickly.
Pure white.
He grayed when he was young, is when he started. But his is all salt and pepper. So that's pretty much all of ours is going to be salt, pepper. And it's going to look more gray than it is white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got silver.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Uh-huh.
No,
and that's my dad's. My mom, like, she's got like maybe one or two.
I don't think she has any gray hair.
All I see is like one or two gray hairs, and then I point them out, and she's like, "No!" I was like, "Mom, it's okay." I was like, "Look, I got some here. Mine are like right in here, more than anywhere."
Yeah. Well, I see one. Right?
I know.
Right
Double. Yeah. So mine are like a lot of them are like up here.
Yeah.
And they're like bunched up in certain spots. So, but yeah, mom's only like at 1, 2. And mom doesn't age. Like she just started having that little crinkle in her eyes.
Which a lot of people say that you get gray hair from the stress, and if that was the case, she would have nothing but gray hair, because that woman is nothing but a ball of stress.
That's mom.
So that's not true.
Yeah. Mom, she just doesn't age. She doesn't age quickly. I remember one time they thought we were sisters, and I was like, "What?" Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, mom, barely. Yeah. Yeah, she could pass for a 40-year-old. Not even.
Probably.
A little younger than 40, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not dad.
Nope.
Not dad. Dad's got all that stress. Dad's stress shows. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it's
But
yeah.
that,
I actually started going gray early, so like all this and everything. Like I even had this in the Navy, so.
but I like that. I
But that
like the
was
salt
a
and
very,
pepper duck.
a very. I mean, for me, like everybody's military experience is different. Some people have it really easy, some people don't. Going back and forth, and you know you. There's some of those that you get to a command and you just really hate it, or like, man, it's so stressful, and then you leave that command and you're like, man, actually looking back on it, it wasn't too bad. You know, I like that, especially when you get to someplace new, right? No,
You're a sucker for punishment.
I had two places that I was stationed at, that whenever I left there, I was like, oh my god, this is definitely the worst command I've ever been at, and just the stress levels, just everything going through. Like I would never wish this upon anybody,
Yeah.
to have to go through that. And it wasn't one of those, oh, I missed being there. No. Some of the people, right? You always miss some of the people, some of your friends, people that worked for you or that you worked with, or just things like that.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you miss. But that actual place that I was at, no. And a lot of my gray hair came from that place.
Yeah.
I tell you. I tell you. And that's because by the time I met this one, I was leaving that command. So whenever I rolled up,
I saw a dirtbag.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
at that point, that's when it was like no F's given.
Yeah.
I was burnt out. I was done.
Yeah,
And
I don't
I just-
remember who I was walking with. I was coming out of the building, and I saw him pull out of a
You
black
were
Jeep.
with Mary, I thought.
And I was like, who's that dirtbag? All wrinkled up in your whites, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then finally when we found out, I was like, oh, that's my LPO.
I wasn't even shaved. I wasn't. Yeah, no F's given.
Yeah.
I showed up to meet everybody to check into the command.
Yeah.
5 o'clock shadow, wrinkles everywhere. I didn't have a polish on my shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't care.
No, yeah, he didn't. Yeah, and I still made his life miserable because I didn't listen.
Yeah.
I didn't listen.
Oh yeah, at that point too, I just wasn't really.
But I think I was a good friend to you. I mean, I helped him
Yeah.
out a lot when we were working there. Yeah.
Yeah, because the office that we actually worked in together,
Uh-huh.
I was only there for a little bit, and then they ended up needing, because I was originally a CWIS tech, so
Yeah.
CWIS close web system, right? And the system that we worked on was SSDS, which is the ship's self-defense system.
Yeah.
So the schoolhouse, or like where we were at school house, right? We were instructors. The CWIS schoolhouse needed an LPO more than SSDS. So they ended up transferring me over there
Yeah.
instead. So
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare of a command. When they tell you that, you know, it's good to help people, well, sometimes helping people gets you reprimanded. Okay? So
yeah,
that's what happened. I helped him. We got reprimanded because it's crazy. Chain of command, you know, higher ups could have helped, but instead,
yeah. This is all the time I was actually going through divorce. So
yeah,
with that, right, I had reached out to the command, you know, saying, hey, this is what's going on, and no one was willing to do anything. Right, trying to get like a barracks because I was living in my vehicle.
yeah.
And that, like,
No one
nope.
helped. Yeah. So and then I heard about it, and I was like, "Yo, I have an extra room. My stepson only comes once in a while because I was married too, and I had asked for permission. You know. Then we're like, okay, yeah. I had asked my ex-husband for.
Yeah.
Told him what happened, and we have that extra room. He's like, yeah. So he got the extra room, and then
Yeah, I
I
was only
told
there for
him-
what, a month
yeah, I think you were
before I was able to get an apartment.
Yeah, I said, hey, do what you have to do. Help me out in the house with whatever needs to be fixed, which I had a shed that needed to be fixed at that time. It was a big shed in the back.
Completely rebuilt it.
Yeah, he completely rebuilt it. All I said, you know what? I just need work in the house.
Yeah.
Help me with whatever you can, and just buy your own food. Everything else, like he didn't have to pay the rent or anything like that. Just trying to help him get back in his feet. And the command found out, and they didn't like it.
No. Well, we even notified our immediate chain of command. So, like, our chief knew, our
Yeah.
divo, our division officer, they knew.
Yeah, and
Like,
it was
everybody
like,
knew.
like, dude.
And then all of a sudden, it, I
Yeah.
guess, got to like the XO or something like that.
They didn't like it.
And they're like, nope, this is gonna change. And then that's obviously whenever
Yeah.
I was able to finally get the apartment. But
Mm-hmm.
after all that time, they're like, nope, we're gonna sit you guys down. Or like, are you fornicating or are you together? I'm like, no, she's a married woman.
I'm a
I'm
married
going through a
woman.
divorce.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was years after, obviously, she had issues
Yeah, it was a complete like.
with other stuff, and at that point, I was already living on my own. So whenever she's going through issues, I was like, well,
Yeah,
if you and the
mine
girls need a
was
place to stay,
like years.
I
Yeah.
got a second bedroom. So,
Yeah, mine was like years later.
yeah,
God, it's been a couple of years later.
yep. So
I
just
was
paid her back.
pretty much, yeah. I was living a freaking lie. I was living a lie. Can you believe that? I was being cheated on for years, pretty much my whole marriage. I just didn't know. But yeah. So I had to get out of that relationship because other things happened with him too.
Mm-hmm.
So he lent me a hand. I was his roommate for, I think, over.
Yeah,
It's
because
a
at
couple
that
of
time,
years.
I actually moved out of the apartment and was able to get a house.
Yeah.
I was renting a house, and at
It
that
was a
point,
3-bedroom. It was a 3-bedroom house.
yeah,
He gave me the biggest room so I can sleep with my girls
because it was
when we had
two
our,
baths, so they
Yeah.
had her and the girls had the master with the bathroom,
Mhm.
and then I had the room that was directly across from the other restroom,
Yeah.
and then that was basically my room.
And then the
Restroom,
third
and then-
room was a playroom for the girls.
Yeah, playroom / guest room if
Yeah.
anybody came over.
Yeah, it was let me see. It was like 17, 18, 19. I was your roommate for like 3 years. And then he finally asked me out like in 2019, I think it was. And so we dated for that whole year. And
Yeah,
then-
like officially, like not as friend.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you want to go out on a date?
Yeah, it was like after 3 years of being your roommate. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we talked to the girls too. And then yeah, after a year, and then we got married in 2020. So yeah. So
It's crazy how the world turns.
yeah, I didn't want nothing to do with guys, and I was had 3 years of doing
Yeah.
me and the girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Because, well, at that time, too, like, I was still, because she'd already had gotten out medically.
Yeah. I had
So,
all that.
and I was still active duty. So,
Yeah.
with that, I was going, because I didn't retire until 2019.
Mhm.
So, I was still going, I had to go back to sea duty. So, it's crazy. I had sea duty my last tour, but the ship that they sent me to was in dry dock. Well, not dry dock. We were in the yard. They sent me to a carrier, right?
The carrier I was in, yeah.
like one of her first commands.
No,
That was second
I
man.
think.
Yeah, but it was one of those that, I told them I will go anywhere for my last tour as long as it's not a carrier, and then they sent me to a carrier. So mad. And this was also that time too, after leaving that other command where
where we were
where
at.
we
Yeah.
were at, you know, and having to deal with that issue. As soon as they got me there, for one, we had the chief I had to work for. She wasn't even like our permanent chief, right? And I'd already had issues with this at that other command I told you about. I ended up going through 14 chiefs and 16 divos. That doesn't happen whenever you're at a place, right? Normally you'll see one, maybe two chiefs, and maybe up to like 4 divos, all depending, right? Because normally they have a 2-year rotation.
Was that the one where they were all investigated? I don't know.
It was a whole bunch of issues, right? And we kept getting temporary. During this whole time, they were wanting me to do all the work of a chief, even though I was only a first class. And yeah, it was just a whole bunch of stuff and not getting credit for any of it, right? So all this stuff, by the time I got to that carrier and I saw who, like I had another temporary chief, and she's like, well, I want you to be able to do this, and this. And I was like, listen here, chief. I was like, I'll do whatever work that you need me to do. I'm here to retire. I'm not going above and beyond anything else. That's it. I'm done. And she's like, okay. Well, that lasted about a month. We ended up getting because let me put it this way, right? My very first day checking into the carrier, my entire division was going to mast, captain's mast. The chief, the LPO, the first class, a second class, and then a bunch of third classes seamen. We had 8 people going to captain's mast.
And that's bad.
For fraternization and like a bunch of other stuff, right? And here I am checking in as the replacement LPO. First day, having to stay until like 8 o'clock at night, having to escort these people everywhere they needed to go. Having no clue where the hell anything's at, because I've never been to this command ever, right? And yeah, so that was already like red flag, right? So by the time I finally got a chance to meet everybody, it got to the point where I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. You know, don't ask me to get any qualifications. Don't ask me to do this. Don't ask me to do that. And I even sat down with my master chief of the division, and I told him everything, you know, even about the past, everything that's going on. He's like, I see where you're coming from. I kind of see your mindset and the reason why all this of what you're saying. He's like, well, this is what we can do. We can send you down to the mess decks. I never cranked, right? Because you normally have to crank
when you're young.
When you're younger, right? At a junior rank.
Yeah, junior rank when you first come in.
Normally E4 or below. And I never had to do it. So here I am, 19-year, right? As a first class, at my 19-year mark, they send me down to the mess decks to go crank. As the LPO of all the FSAs, which is food service attendants, right? So I get down there. Well, first off, whenever I first got down there, they didn't have me as the LPO. They had me filling an E5 billet, which was a section leader. So all the FSAs, we were port and starboard. Yeah. So there's only 2 teams, right? And you're working 7 days a week. So it's like 2 days on, 3 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off type of thing. But you're still coming in and working like a morning shift, and then you have off, and then it was a weird rotation, but you didn't have to stand any duty, you didn't have to do anything like that. Weekends, every single weekend was off, and I did that for quite a while, and then the master chief down there came and pulled me into his office, and he's like, "What are you doing down here?" So I told him everything was going on, right? He's like, "Know what?" He's like, I think you've had enough. We're gonna because they had like several of their own first classes that were supposed to be LPOs. He's like, I'm just gonna put you as LPO. You don't gotta do anything. You're just making sure that everybody's working, doing what they're supposed to be doing. No duties, and I only worked mornings. So I showed up at 7 o'clock in the morning for muster. I was there until about 10, 11 maybe, lunchtime, and then I went home. That was it. I did that Monday through Friday, and I loved it. I loved it. Oh, it was the greatest. So yeah, basically my last, at that point it was 6 months, 7 months, about 7 months of my career, it was just like a standard job for the most part. And it wasn't even that. You know, I basically, I'd show up, I'd muster everybody, get everyone, make sure everybody was there to work. I'd give them their assignments. I'd go get a cup of coffee, and I'd go sit down. And because I was at that point where I appointed leaders, right, to be able to take care of this, that, and then report back to me. And that's what I did. I sat down, cup of coffee, and we passed every single inspection with flying colors every single day. So no one ever said anything. They never made me do anything else. And I'd always go down to, because you have different mess halls, right? So you have cooks that cook for like the captain, you have cooks that cook for officers, cooks that cook for chiefs, and then cooks that cook for the regular crew, right? E6 and below. I always got my breakfast from the captain's cook. I go down and talk to her, be like, hey, can I get this? Yep, you got it. Thank you. Because that is always the best food. So.
Yeah.
So my very first command I'd ever been at, and my very last command for the last little bit, the only two commands I enjoyed throughout my 20-year Navy. Because all the rest of them were just...
Yeah, mine was just the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
But
other
yeah.
than that. So
Crazy stuff,
y'all
huh?
get a little bit of some Navy stories today,
Yeah, even how we met.
even how we
Yeah.
met and such. Yeah. We had never talked about any of that.
Yeah. It wasn't love at first sight, I'll tell you that.
No. I was a
no.
dirtbag with a bunch of wrinkles.
Yeah.
So with that being said, don't be a dirtbag.
Keep the wrinkles.
Unless you do want to be a dirtbag, because then you get to meet the love of your life. Eventually.
Eventually. Yeah.
All right. Well, get out there, thank a veteran with every chance you get.
Not only on Veterans Day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye bye, guys.
Later, friend.